Leeds Festival. I'm here with the Cribs. How are you?
Hi, yeah, we're good.
Yeah, good, yeah. A bit tired from last night at Reading, but yeah, pretty good.
Did you have revelry after your gig yesterday?
Yeah, I mean, like, it was, like, yesterday was kind of, like, pretty special for us, really, because, you know, it was like our 7th time playing at Reading, and every single year it seems to get better and better, but then, like, the last couple of years, when we headlined the NME stage, and then we did the main stage, and both times, like, oh, nothing's going to top that one, but then, again, last night ended up being, like, our best ever Reading, so... And this is the festival that we always used to come to when we were growing up. So we had a good time last night. But a little fried, but this is the last festival of the season now, so you're allowed to be, I think. You know.
So you can refresh yourselves for a few weeks. Can you relax and just recoup, or are you doing writing and other sort of duties?
Well, we always write, but I think we're going to have a little bit of time off.
Yeah, we might do a few days at the end of this leg. We've been doing festivals all around Europe and stuff this last couple of weeks. You know, this particular trip finishes here, and then we never stop writing, so I might do a little bit more after that. Yeah.
We've been doing all the festivals in our van though, because we always like to tour in a van. We don't like being in buses because I just don't find buses very fun, you know. Because in a bus, we would just wake up at the festival and get out and go do the gig. Whereas like, if we do it all in a van, then you've driven there, and so you know exactly how long it's taken to get there and stuff. So it feels, it contextualises things better. But as a result, some of the drive days like 19 hours. So like it's been a pretty grueling. It's been a grueling couple of weeks. Really.
Gluttons for punishment, really.
Yeah, we are.
So how do you kind of like pep your spirits up, get the energy levels up for today, for instance? How are you doing that?
Well, that's kind of what does it, really. The fact that it takes you so long to get here, and we've always, it means that you're not going to phone it in, because you have that context. You think, oh, it's taken us we went to Reading from Ireland, which was a 19-hour drive, and it's like there's no way you're not going to do a good gig at that point because you've been travelling all that way for that specific reason. But also, I was saying before, Reading and Leeds, we try and get here really early because it was the festival we always used to come to, like, growing up. I really want it to feel a little bit. I want to be nervous, I want to feel a little bit freaked out and stuff, So we get here nice and early and spend all day just sat behind the stage, So by the time we go on, we're a bag of nerves, but in a good way,
Would you say you're the worst with nerves? Who is the worst, or who can't cope with the nerves?
I don't know, I think we all, have a little bit, but nobody ever shows it, We've been doing this for so long now, we're in our 10th year and stuff, so... But yeah, I mean, it is very rare that we actually get nervous now, but I mean, gigs like this, they do give us a little bit of nerves, and we always say before we go on stage, we're like, oh, why do we do this to ourselves, because it's like, there's a crowd of like 20,000 people there, and then there's just like us guys, and we have nightmares about going on stage and stuff not working, or going on and then realising that you're naked or something.
We've all had that dream.
Exactly, yeah. So stuff like that does happen, but yeah. So
we like that. I was saying because we've been on tour for such a long time, it's very rare that you feel nervous. But these gigs, they just feel so significant because it was the festival that we used to always come to. So it's. I'm glad that it makes us feel that way, I like those feelings. It's good.
It makes you feel alive, doesn't it?
Yeah.
What do you do when you look side of stage and you see someone of real significance watching you, someone maybe a hero or legend? Can you keep it together, or does it make you crumble?
I had a pretty intimidating situation the other day. We did some Irish gigs with the Foo Fighters, and being a drummer and stuff like that, I looked to the right and there was Dave Grohl and Taylor Hawkins both stood there, both watching me play, and I was in front of a crowd, and I was like, I mean, it's probably the most intimidating time you could ever see, but in some ways I think you just play harder and like you enjoy it more, but yeah, I mean, as I was saying, it doesn't get much worse than that, so because I was tried and tested on that, I guess we coped with it pretty well,
Yeah.
I'm guessing the sweat increased quite a lot at that moment in time, did it?
I was just really happy that they'd come to check us out, because, as far as I'm aware, like Dave's got the record and stuff like that, so that's pretty cool.
And what about you? Who would really be a daunting sight for you if you looked side of stage? Who would freak you out?
I don't know, really. I mean, I never notice what's going on. Once I'm on stage, like, I'm in, like, my own zone. I don't really notice, like, what's going on. I don't know. It's difficult to say. I've already had stuff like that, I guess, in the past, playing with, like, Johnny when he joined the band. He was the guy that I liked most on guitar growing up. I guess Probably it would have to be Brian May or someone like that.
A legend that is.
I love Queen, you know, so it would have to be Brian May.
Is anyone not like Queen though? Normal.
I don't know. Yeah, probably some real misery guts somewhere doesn't like him. You know,
Like the flamboyant nature.
yeah.
Now, your new album, I think you work with Steve Albini, is that how you say it?
Steve Albini. Yeah.
Albini, I tried to work it out on Wikipedia how you say it, but failed miserably. Now, I think you wanted to work with him because he doesn't overproduce, he kind of keeps that raw sound to it. So is that nicer for you when you're playing it live because it doesn't have to be too polished?
Well, that's something that we've always meant. I mean, most of the albums were actually recorded by Dave Fridman, who's he's one of our favourite producers too. But Steve Albini, he records stuff. He just records stuff. You know, you don't do any overdubs. You don't. You know, it's a very quick process. You just do it all live. But that's always kind of been That's always been important to this band. You know, we write the songs and finish them before we go in the studio, and we write the songs live, and we want to make sure that whatever you play on stage is you don't put anything on a record that you can't do on stage. You know, the worst thing is when you go see a band and you're like, yeah, they're just not very good live. You know, I would hate that. You know, we always pride ourselves on being a good live band. So so working with Steve was kind of perfect because it was just nice and quick, and I don't feel like we need too many frills or anything, or like too much decorative stuff on the record, but
it is better.
Yeah.
Now, I know your songs are quite autobiographical anyway, but I think on this one you said you've been a bit more honest and open in it. So how's that when you're performing it? Are you taken back to that moment, or is it a bit mechanical and you just go through the motions, so to speak?
No, I would never ever go through the motions. It definitely when you're playing songs that, especially when you remember what you wrote the lyrics about, or if they have any particular significance to you, when you're playing them to 20,000 people and people are singing them back, then it's a pretty amazing feeling. And I don't say that from an ego point of view. It's not something that feeds my ego or anything, but it's just it's nice to feel emotions. You know what I mean? That's the whole reason why people make music in the first place, or write music in the first place. It's all based in emotion, and it definitely. I love those moments when you feel something like that. Yeah.
Okay. Quick word association just to wrap it up now. Okay. Leeds Festival.
Reading Festival.
The Cribs.
Nirvana. Oh, that's terrible, isn't it? God, that's a real ego one. I was just thinking about Reading Festival.
Yeah. Camping.
It Up.
Okay. This interview.
Yeah. Sucks. It doesn't really. I was just being sassy. It's been a good one actually. I've quite enjoyed it.
I've quite enjoyed it.
Yeah.
On that endorsement, I'm going to wrap it up now. Have a good one tonight.
Nice one, thanks.
Thank you.